We begin right now with breaking news that is both heartbreaking and very, very disturbing. A newborn less than 2 weeks old is dead tonight. Investigators believe the killer, her own 6-year-old brother. Pinellas County detectives tell us the baby and her brother, along with another sibling, were left alone in a car.
And now their mother, who is 62 years old, is facing charges. News Channel 8's Peter Bernard joins us now live from Largo. Peter, this is a story with so many layers, each more unbelievable than the last.
Totally heartbreaking, guys. This is it doesn't get much worse than this. The sheriff tells me a 13-day-old girl named Kathleen Steele is dead, and her brother, a 6-year-old boy named Frankie, killed her. But he is not the one who is in trouble tonight. Follow me on this one. It's a little convoluted. His mother, 62-year-old Kathleen Steele, same name as the dead baby girl, is charged in the death. The sheriff tells me the mother stopped at a cell phone repair store to get her phone fixed. She left her 3 kids in the car for 38 minutes, and during that time, baby Kathleen started crying. That's when, he says, 6-year-old Frankie started beating up the baby violently, hitting her, throwing her around like a rag doll. The baby had a cracked skull and other injuries. Sheriff Bob Gualtieri tells me the mother was in no position to take care of children.
Frankie and Philip at 6 and 3 were running amok and were unsupervised, and what others saw was consistent with what happened on Monday, in that she didn't care for the kids and was negligent and neglectful and abused them by leaving these kids in the car. And one of the worst things that I've ever seen, especially with a 13-day-old, and her appearance was one of just a kid that had been pummeled.
Unbelievable. That family had moved into a hotel after a fire at their North Reddington Beach home. So they were in the motel when all this happened. The sheriff tells me when investigators visited Kathleen and asked her about this story and what happened to her little daughter, that she seemed to be aloof and uncaring and didn't even ask about her daughter until an hour into the interview. Guys?
Well, that's even more aggravating. But to talk more about the angles to this story, we heard some talk about 2 kids being born after artificial insemination. So what do you know about that?
Yeah, the sheriff tells me that Kathleen, that's the mom, had paid a doctor in New York to artificially inseminate her, and that's how her last 2 kids were born. The sheriff was just beside himself on this, that who would inseminate a 62-year-old woman. Apparently didn't look into whether or not she'd be a good mom, and apparently the kids were just running amok throughout the house, as he said, and now this happened. We're going to be following up on the story and have much more tonight at 7 and 11.
Just awful. Peter Bernard, live in Largo tonight. Thank you.